Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in. Tully Burnalot here, coming to you straight from the sunny land of Portugal. The topic of today's video is Fallout Simulator, made by one Jake Ledoux, because I don't even know. Currently available on Game Jolt for a low price of absolutely nothing. If you thought Fallout Simulator was going to be an actual Fallout game, it is not. It is a text-based game, because we all know how interesting and involving text-based games can be. So let's take a look, shall we? Let's see. You will now begin adding characters. Type done when you're ready to start the simulation. Furthermore, type save to save your current characters for easy use later. Alright. Name, Tully. Gender, male. Oh, so that's it? Alright. So I have one. Let's make Jenkins also a male and Tim also a male. Done. I have not played a game like this in years. Remaining contestants, Tully, Jenkins, and Tim. Alright, so Jenkins admires a particularly pretty bird. Tim attempts to poison Tully's water supply, but accidentally yawns and inhales the poison. We're off to a fantastic fucking start. So let me get this straight. We're in the post-apocalyptic wasteland, and Jenkins is basically just running off. Oh my god, look, it's the sparrow! And he's just chasing birds everywhere. Tim is like, you know what, fuck this shit, tries to murder someone immediately, because Tim just went insane with the post-apocalypse. Tully, meanwhile, I'm just sitting in the corner going, oh god, no more internet connection. Let's move on, shall we? Alright. So you inhaled the poison, but apparently it's fine. Alright. Jenkins approaches Tim and is bludgeoned to death. Tim didn't realize Jenkins only wanted to say hi. Tully takes shelter in an abandoned building, but the ceiling collapses and he is crushed. The universe mourns for those recently deceased. Jenkins and Tully have both died today, so Tim is now alone in the post-apocalyptic wasteland. Oh dear lord. Tim starts to feel sick and realizes, well, maybe that was because he tried to yawned in the poison. Alright. Tim throws up, removing the poison from his body. This is like a completely text-based Oregon Trail. Only you apparently have absolutely no control over anything. You just kind of do things. You just kind of keep clicking enter until things work themselves out. Tim found a mysterious box labeled "In case of apocalypse." Inside is one hand grenade. Alright, so I have one hand grenade. Tim accidentally pulled the pin of his grenade, but managed to throw it away in time. How do you accidentally pull the pin on a grenade? How? I've had grenades in my hands. I've thrown a grenade. How the fuck do you accidentally... Are you like playing with a pin? Maybe that was it. Maybe Tim is subconsciously trying to kill himself, and he was just playing with the pin of the grenade, you know, just going, I wonder what this does. And then he accidentally pulls a bit too much force, and the pin comes out. Jesus Christ. Tim does not die. Tim trips on a branch and says, Speak of the devil. Well, everyone's died. Wow. And the game just closes. Oh dear lord. This is a special thing we have today, isn't it? I'll be right back. I need to open this thing again. Oh dear. And we're back. Let's put N again in this. Alright, welcome to Fallout. You know what? Let's just put a fuck ton of characters. Let's see. We have Tully. You have male, not J. You have Jenkins. Also male. You have Tim. Also male. You have Cynthia, who is a female. You have Cassandra, who is also female. You have Kingsley. You have also male. You have Armstrong of the Armstrong family, who is also male. And finally, you have, I don't know, some dude who's also male. Done. All right, so I don't know why it's called contestants. Also, again, if you're seeing a little border, it's on a window. It's literally a command prompt that just opens on your screen, and there's nothing else I can do about it. I can't even pull it to the sides. It can only go up and down. It doesn't stretch the sides, and it only stretches up and down. Alright. So you have Tully, Jenkins, Tim, Cynthia, Cassandra, Kingsley, Armstrong, and some dude. Tully finds a dirty jacket to shield himself from the cold, alright? While on a quest, Kingsley discovers lost MP3 player. Jenkins attempts to... Fucking Jenkins! Oh wait, no, it was Tim the other way. Jenkins was actually just watching birds the other time. Jenkins attempts to poison some dude's water supply, but accidentally yawns and inhales the poison. Armstrong pricks himself while picking blackberries. Cynthia comes across a small rectangle with a disc inside. It's described Fallout 4. Not knowing what it is, she tosses it after failing to eat the disc. Cassandra draws in the mud with a stick, and Tim stepped on a hidden landmine and was blown to bits. Fuck you, Tim! Karma for a previous lifetime! What the fuck am I doing with my life? Why am I recording this? Day 1 has ended. The universe mourns for those recently deceased. Tim has died today. Fuck you. Why is it called contestants? Am I actually in some sort of Fallout simulator? Like I'm being hooked up to a machine and this is some sort of twisted Hunger Games? I don't even know. Armstrong and Kinsley negotiate and trade resources. Alright. Jenkins starts to feel sick and realizes he is poisoned. Yes, because he inhaled the poison. Some dude and Cynthia play patty cake all night. Fuck you, Zundap! No one likes you! Fuck off with your bike! Jesus, my ears! I know you can't hear it because the microphone doesn't pick it up, but holy shit! Every single morning, this motherfucking cunt slowly makes his way up my fucking road, takes a fucking 30 seconds with a loud-ass motorcycle. Fuck you, Zundap guy! Anyway, some dude said they play patty cake all night. That's a reference to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I assume. I haven't actually, I can still hear the bike, Jesus. I actually have Who Framed Roger Rabbit recorded on my TiVo, or whatever hell passes for a TiVo in my country. Cassandra skips rocks in the pond. Okay, so Jenkins is a bitch, but everyone else is playing along. Everyone else is fine. Everyone else is fine. Everyone else is just perfectly fucking fine. Cynthia stares at a reflection in the lake. Cassandra dies of loneliness. Really? Cassandra dies of loneliness. Fuck you, delivery dude! Not now. Armstrong celebrates his birthday, joined by Jenkins, who has apparently grown a consciousness and is not trying to poison anyone. Kingsley's MP3 player contained only depressing poetry. It takes a toll on him. Tully shivers in the rain. Oh, I wouldn't shiver in the rain. I love the rain. Also, I know that sounds dull because I have no input. All I do is click enter. That's it. That's all I do. But I don't know why I find it funny. I find it hilarious because it actually remembers stuff that happens across the days and it develops a story. And you can kind of imagine this group of people just sitting in a cave trying to figure out how to work their lives, and it's hilarious. Alright, so 2 people die already. Jenkins throws out, removing the poison from his body. After spending some time with Tully, Kingsley is no longer depressed. See, this is why I like it. So, because Kingsley went on a quest, and he found an MP3 player. But the MP3 player only played depressing music. But Tully's there, so Kingsley goes to spend some time with Tully, and he's no longer depressed. Which is good! I love it! Cynthia finds a duffel bag loaded with fresh food. Some dude discovers a cellar full of drugs. Armstrong found a mysterious box labeled in case of apocalypse and one hand grenade. Okay, this is good. Like it's developing its own like relationships between the characters. I like it. Out of shock, Kingsley accidentally stabs himself upon seeing Jenkins. God damn it. Tully acquires a gas mask and assumes he'll protect him from water. Tully dies while taking a bath in pure radiation. Fuck you. Some dude overdosed but survived. Oh, it wasn't the good kind of drugs. Oh, shit. Filled with guilt and terror, his life spirals out of control. Everyone is just trying to scrape by, but some dude... Why did it have to be some dude? Everyone is just trying to get by or dying, and some dude is just like tripping in a basement. He's tripping all sorts of balls. His life is spiraling out of control. He's thinking about going into rehab. And then he just climbs out of the cell and realizes, oh shit, wait, right, it's the apocalypse, fuck. Armstrong dropkicks Cynthia and paralyzes her. Oh my god, this is like the most dysfunctional family reunion. Oh dear, I'm gonna have to put some classical music on top of this. Well, Kingsley and Tully both died. So Jenkins, Cynthia, Armstrong, and some dude remain. Cynthia succumbs to paralysis and dies. Jenkins is enjoying himself while taking in the beautiful sunset. Seeing it as the answer to depression, some dude converts to Buddhism and will dedicate the rest of his life to I'm actually laughing at how stupid this is. Oh my god. I have no input in this game. I'm just clicking it along, and I'm finding it to be so funny. Holy shit, the universe mourns. There goes Cynthia. So it's Jenkins, Armstrong, and some dude. Armstrong is surviving thanks to the great survival techniques taught to him and passed on by the Armstrong family. Jenkins trips on a branch and hits his head on a rock, dying in the process. Some dude continues to pray. Armstrong accidentally pulled the pin on his grenade and managed to throw it away just in time, so Jenkins has died. We have some dude who found a cellar full of drugs and decided to OD on them. His life spiraled out of control. He had to go into rehab and shit. And then he converted to Buddhism. And all of this in the span of a week. And Armstrong is just sitting in a corner because he hasn't done anything bad except accidentally drop kick someone and kill them. And he's just sitting in the corner going, this is the worst day ever. Oh, yeah, look. Alright, so Nicholas is a prey. Armstrong tests a Twinkie's shelf life and is killed due to food poisoning and rat urine. What a way to go. Is some dude like gonna keep praying until he dies? That'd be hilarious. Oh. Well, shit. Everyone's dead. Some dude wins! Oh my god. Let's try this again, shall we? And here we are again. Sorry for the microphone, need to adjust it. Oh my god, no. Okay, you know what? Let's do two. First, I want to see what happens if I just have one person. Just me, just Tully. Done. Oh, I need at least 3 characters. Damn it. Alright, so I was going to do just that, so I'm going to add 9 characters. So you have Tully, you have Jenkins, who is male. You have Tim, who is male. You have Armstrong of the Armstrong family, Armstrong, who is male. You have Cynthia, who is a female. You have some dude, who is a male. You have some chick, who is a female. You have Cassandra, who is a female. And then you have Joseph, who is a male. Alright. I have 9 characters. Let's see what kind of fucking chaos ensues from 9 characters. Cassandra and some chick become best friends over their love of the color purple. Cynthia is bored. Some dude stepped on a hidden landmine and was blown to bits. Tully picks up a 1911 with 1 bullet. Joseph trips on a branch, hits his head on a rock, dying in the process. Armstrong retrieves an axe he found stuck in a tree. Jenkins tests a Twinkie shelf life and is killed due to food poisoning and rat urine. Tim admires a particularly pretty bird. So we have 9 people who were basically just stuck in a house. Like, let's imagine that these 9 people were they're going to a doctor's appointment when the whole world went to shit around them. And they decided, well, we're already here. May as well make the best of a bad situation. And, let's travel together and see if we can increase our chances of survival. So, during the travel, Cassandra and some chick start talking about the color purple. Because some chick is wearing purple sandals. And Cassandra is going, you know what? Any other person would call those tacky, but I love the color purple on those. And some chick goes, wow, purple is my favorite color. And then they start a conversation, become best friends. Meanwhile, Cynthia is off to the side, hoping that she could talk about the color purple, but she hates purple. Cynthia doesn't like purple. Fuck purple. So she's bored. And then, of course, some dude went off, and he saw a sign with a skull and crossbones, and he went, you know what? I bet there's some treasure. And because he's a moron, he blew up. And then, as Tully noticed that someone just blew up and everyone was screaming their head off, he noticed that some dude actually had a 1911. And some dude, when he exploded, left it behind, and now he has 1 bullet, and he thought, you know what, I can use this to kill myself if I get infected by zombies. If there are zombies, I don't know. In the meantime, Joseph actually got so surprised by the explosion that he walked back, tripped on a branch, hit his head, and died. And Armstrong notices, wait, if there's a branch, he looks aside, he sees a massive tree, sees an axe, and thinks, you know what, we can use this. Jenkins, of course, he's still in the doctor's office. Everyone just ran off in front of him. And everyone was worrying about the explosion. But Jenkins found a fucking Twinkie. And he thought, you know what, might as well eat it. And then he died. In the meantime, everyone is horrified by the 2 deaths. Tim just saw a sparrow going by. And he's like, this is the best sparrow. Jesus fuck, what the hell is wrong with us? Alright, so 3 people died today. The group continues. The group keeps carrying on. Tim and some chick wander into a radiated field and they both die. Obviously, as we know, Tim and some chick actually wanted to hook up and get some sexy bones going on. Sadly, the field was radiated because this is a post-apocalypse, so they both died during Nookie Nookie. Going up with a bang. Armstrong practices throwing his axe at targets. Targets, of course, being the dead bodies of Tim and some chick. Armstrong can actually flex his muscles so hard they deflect radiation, so he can actually throw his axe at the corpses, flex his muscles as he goes to get the actual axe, gets the axe back, and repeats the process over and over again. Cassandra finds a container of antibiotics and swallows all of them without hesitation because Cassandra is a fucking idiot. Tully is seeing all this shit go by, and he realizes this group is going nowhere. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna suffer. I may as well end my life now. So that's exactly what he did. Meanwhile, Cynthia is just sitting in the corner wondering why the ever living shit is this happening. She's sad, she's bored, people are dying all around her, and she just wants to die as well. So she's just shivering in the rain. 3 more people died today. Of the 9, we have 3. By day 3, the original group of 9 people is down to 3 people. The bored Cynthia, the incredibly lucky Cassandra, and the axe-wielding Armstrong. Cassandra and Cynthia catch an airborne illness. Cassandra's antibiotics allow her to live another day. Cynthia wasn't quite so lucky, and Armstrong sits to think. Now, what happens here is very simple. Someone sneezed back in the doctor's office, and it took a few days for the disease to incubate. Now, Cassandra, because she's an idiot, she took a fuck ton of antibiotics, and that's going to fuck up her system in the long term, by the way. Don't worry about that. But in the short term, she managed to survive it. But Cynthia, because she actually suffers from a weakened immune system because of some other disease, or whatever, I don't know. She has a weakened immune system. She succumbs to the illness. It's probably just a common cold, and she just died. And as she dies, Armstrong sits to think about the ephemeral nature of human life in this post-apocalyptic wasteland. Day 3 has ended. Cynthia's died. 2 contestants left, Armstrong and Cassandra. Armstrong celebrates his birthday joined by Cassandra. They do this by picking up a rock, scribbling on it with a piece of chalk they had, and then crying for 5 straight hours. Armstrong collects seashells by the seashore, and Cassandra sleeps underneath the tree. See, what happens here is they just walk along, they get at the shore. Armstrong decides to spend some alone time collecting some seashells by the seashore. Cassandra decides to nap underneath the tree. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. They can just live another day. Next up, Cassandra finds an axe inside a rotting barn, which means that now Cassandra and Armstrong both have axes, so their survival stat just improved by +10. Armstrong pricks himself while picking blackberries, because as we both know, fuck thorns, we can just crush them with our bare hands. Armstrong discovers that he is gay, mostly because he really, really liked handling that axe in his strong hands. Cassandra practices throwing her axe at targets. Targets, of course, being the side of a barn. Any contestants? Cassandra throws her axe at Armstrong. The impact is fatal, and Cassandra shows her true colors. She was actually an assassin sent to eliminate Armstrong when he was in that doctor's office. And she waited all this time for everyone else to die of either natural causes or just plain incompetence so she could catch Armstrong and get him good. Of course, it doesn't mean that her contract's going to be fulfilled because her contractor's probably dead. But you know what? Gotta follow the contract. The hit was ordered, the hit goes through. And Armstrong's died today. Cassandra is alone in the wasteland because she's a bitch. And Cassandra sits to think, what the fuck did I just do? For transportation, Cassandra fixes up a car she found in an old garage. While testing it, she dies in the only vehicle-related accident of the year, because Cassandra is karma. Jesus fuck. Everyone died. I don't know what to say about this game. There is literally no input. There is no way for you to control what happens. It's just RNG as far as I know. All you do is you click enter to progress the story. That's it. That's all you do. You just click enter to progress. And yet, I can't help but feel that this is interesting, because you get to develop your very own ideas about what the fuck is happening. Maybe they're unrelated, maybe they're not. It's kind of like a sort of role-playing game. You kind of need to get into the mindset. You need to start thinking, what were these people doing? Why? Who are these people? What are their motivations? What were their jobs before? And if you start filling in those blanks, the fact that the game itself actually tracks stuff, as you saw, and interacts the characters, makes the characters interact with one another and provides some meaningful context and meaningful interactions, is actually very nice. I'm pretty certain I have not seen remotely anything like the full scope of what this game can offer in terms of random events that can happen, random death. I'm assuming there's a lot more deaths than this. I'm assuming there are a lot more events that can happen, a lot more stuff that can happen, some more hilarious, some not. So, I don't know, this is kind of like a game that it's a time waster. But it's an interesting time waster. You kind of just sit down, you put a bunch of characters in here, there's no control over them. You just give them a name and a gender, and you see what hilarity and insanity the game does for you. So you know what? Fallout Simulator, currently available on Game Jolt for a low, low price of nothing. Go check it out. It's honestly worth it. Then again, that's it for today. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys and gals had a great time. As always, I'm open to suggestions in the comment section below. And until next we meet, this is Tully Burnalot signing off from the sunny land of Portugal. Bye-bye.